Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, from the Team War Chest League, it's going to be Clem versus Hurricane today for your Patreon cast for the week of September the 17th. It's going to be Pillars of Gold. Bottom left-hand corner, it is the blue Korean Protoss player. It is Hurricane. And in the top right, it is the pink Terran player, Clem. Now, this is yet another example of how the region lock has really helped the foreigner scene in StarCraft 2, because 5 years ago, if it was a Korean Protoss versus a foreign Terran player, I kind of feel like no matter who the Korean Protoss player was, as long as he is, GSL level, I feel like he would stomp the foreigner Terran player, right? Right. But today, I kind of feel like Clem is favored. I think he's highly ranked in a Ligulac anyway. So let's see what Hurricane does to this young upstart Terran player, and let's see what Clem can do against this Hurricane. Anyway, welcome to another edition of StarCraft 2. This is Falcon Paladin. Hit that like button if you're excited for this match, because holy smokes, I am. I'm just interested to see how Clem does here against Hurricane in a PvT. I feel like I haven't cast one of these in a while. A lot of ZVTs lately, and a couple of PvZs. Anyway, it's going to be a Reaper opening here from Clem. Just wanted to see if I could go red versus blue here, but you can't. Anyway, this Reaper's name, as this probe tries unsuccessfully to block the command center being built. Oh, hold on. There it goes. The Reaper's name is Popeye. I'm Popeye the Reaper Man. Pew pew. I'm Popeye the Reaper Man. Pew pew. I scout and kill workers until I get murdered. I hate being a Reaper Man. Pew pew. Not bad. That is actually pretty well done. I'm not going to complain about it at all. 10 points. I'm not sure if that's a Joseph Atwell special or not, but he has been responsible for a lot of the Reaper names that have come through in his time, and my time as well. Anything crazy in that production tab? No, there's nothing crazy, Falcon. Don't worry about it. It's just, it's a factory, and there's Warp Gate coming in. There's an Adept on the way. Could be a Stalker, but it's an Adept this time. And basically, the Reaper has about 10 seconds to try to maybe scout and maybe kill a probe. So let's see what we get. Oh, hang on. By golly, he got a probe kill. Popeye the Reaper getting a probe kill in a TVP. 2 probe kills? Dude, that 10 seconds, that was nice. That was maybe a little bit more, I think a little bit more time than Hurricane was comfortable with. He lost 2 probes. The Reaper got a nice scout, sees there's an Adept coming out here, saw the expansion, knows everything he needs to know at this stage of the game. And he's good to go. Meanwhile, macroing back home like a crazy person, maybe going for some Hellion pressure, which is not super traditional in PvT, but also not bad. Also, this positioning really good on maps like this. Pillars of Gold especially. If you're worried about Reaper hop-ups in this area, just put your buildings here and it won't be able to do so. Do what the pros do. If you're trying to get promoted, if you're Platinum, you're trying to get promoted, if you're Diamond trying to get promoted, do what the pros do, man. It just helps. It helps a lot in the long run. Starport coming in. And Marine production coming up. So I was thinking maybe Widowmine drop. It still could be Widowmine drop. We could swap that barracks over and swap the factory onto the reactor. Make a couple Widowmines. Oh, is he doing Banshee? This feels Banshee. It is. All right, so Banshee opening here. Meanwhile, Reaper trying to get stuff done, but unfortunately chased away by the Adept. Hellion has no kills. They've been trying to be a duo, trying to be a buddy cop movie here. Mr. Reaper and Mr. Hellion. Popeye the Reaper and, Olive Oil the Hellion. And getting through, if you KD8 charge that, there have been games where there are 5 or 6 Hellions, and the Reaper KD8 charges the Stalker holding the wall, so it bounces into the air, and then the Reapers, or the Hellions, go under it. And then suddenly the Protoss is dead. So that's really fun stuff. I really do enjoy that, but that's not what we're doing here today at all. Did he cancel the Banshee and go for a Raven instead? Clem? You're not allowed to cancel tech, Clem. We've talked about this. Yeah, man, he canceled it. Went for a Raven. A Raven in TVP. So, yeah, see, we tried. We tried to get through. Did that Reaper die? No, the Reaper's alive because he wasn't involved in those shenanigans trying to get inside the wall. Which, again, against a good player like Hurricane, that's just not going to happen. Who was complaining about Ravens the other day? I think it was Up a Tree Zelda. Was really complaining about Ravens and how they suck and they're flimsy and they're slow. I want to see what Clem does with this. Can Clem keep it alive? Can it be an important part of his army, or is it just going to die? Because it's not worth making, right? Hurricane's got a third base coming up. Loving that stuff. Does Clem have a third CC? No. Phoenix scouts the Raven. Combat Shield Stim coming in, sees the number of barracks, says it's definitely going to be more of a bio play than anything else right now. But yeah, Hallucinated Phoenix, just a perfect scout. You can't really do much to deny it. You can kill it if you have enough anti-air, but look at all this scouting information. Okay, it's dead now, but it got all the scouting information I think Hurricane could ever want. So he knows his bio. So at this point, what splash damage are we going for today? Well, so far, 0 splash damage. It's going to be Immortals and Sentries and Charge Lots. Immortal Zealot Archon could be a play here. Immortal Stalker Zealot Archon, maybe some Colossus. Got to get a Robotics Bay for that one, though. This Reaper is still alive. Like, Popeye the Reaper is not a joke, guys. Hold on, Popeye the Reaper. Oh my gosh. Get in the main. Popeye the Reaper. Popeye the Reaper. No, he could have hopped in the main. He could have got some really good scouting off. But instead he tried to get, I guess, some probe kills. Which, sure, 4 probes have gone down. It's great. But man, he could have seen the number of gateways. He maybe could have scouted the Twilight Council. Because he doesn't know it's there. Oh, maybe he does. Maybe he knows it's there. Maybe he scanned it. Seems to make sense. So yeah, Marine Marauder tank with a Raven for auto turrets, interference matrix, general detection purposes in case it's DTs. I like Ravens. I understand why they're not used a lot, again, because they're so darn flimsy, but speaking of flimsy, having Stalkers against this composition is pretty much the worst thing in the world. It's just not going to work out for you, man. Like in a direct engagement, see how fast you die? You die real fast. Marines, Marauders, and tanks are all disgustingly good against Stalkers. Anti-armor missile on one of the Immortals here, coming in from all directions. And you know what? There might just be enough here to hold with the super overcharge happening right now. The tanks are not going home. The tanks are still sieged up. They are refusing to back down. And the super overcharge is done. It can't be done for a little bit here. But you know what Clem says? I don't like what I'm seeing. That was a big army. A lot of charge lots, which are a bit of a problem for Marines and Marauders. They're not going to do a ton of damage if you're kiting well, but they're so hard to just burn through. They're an amazing meat shield for the stuff that's really doing the damage with the Stalkers and the Immortals and the High Templar and the Adepts and whatnot. So hot diggity. Income really favoring Hurricane right now because he's got 3 bases and Clem has 2. I mean, it's super obvious stuff, but where is your third? There you go. Third base landing now for Clem. Feels a little bit late, but, you know, he went for a 2-base timing push that honestly Hurricane was ready for, and this overcharge played a big part in that. Great force fields, too. Force fields just really make any early push just feel less scary if you're Protoss. You can shove away half of the units, block them from contributing, creating a wall, maybe just entirely, that the army can't get through. Your enemy can't get through, at least. Did the Raven just die? It did. So got an anti-armor missile off, and then I imagine the Stalkers picked it off pretty easily. So, yeah, fair enough, Uptree Zelda. You are making some excellent points, good sir. Storm was on the way from Hurricane. First sign of splash damage available to him today. And a Ghost Academy coming up. Because, you know, what's really allowed Terrans to kind of turn the tables on this PvT matchup is the ability for Ghost to throw down EMP, especially if they have the enhanced shockwave ability, increasing the radius of that EMP quite nicely. This Marine is just checking to see, is there a base here? No, I can die in peace. By that I mean I'm going to run as fast as my little Marines will take me, overstimmed, and then I will die. Alright, so that Zealot ran a long way to get that kill. He earned it. He earned that kill. So another good thing about killing the Raven for Hurricane there is that you don't have auto turret harass bothering you anymore. We've seen some PvTs recently where the Terran's just tossing Ravens down and auto turret harassing the crap out of the Protoss. Really frustrating stuff. But Ghosts on the way, Storm finishing up. About 5 seconds to go. Thank you, Game Heart interface. People ask, how come we don't have this every game? Well, only the games that are played with the Game Heart mod interface have the Game Heart stuff. Which means regular ladder games don't have it because you can't do mods with regular ladder games, you know? But professional stuff that has been cast, like this War Chest League thing, definitely it's here. Storm Drop gets 8 SCVs. Not too bad. Not too shabby there. When we're looking at 4 probe deaths, 8 SCV deaths, worker count is 70 to 55 in favor of Hurricane. That economy is looking really, really nice for the Protoss right now. He's got 4 bases. Okay, now he has 4 bases. The Zealots are trying to do a bit of a run-by up into the natural base, but tank support and Marine Marauder support makes it a little bit hard for them to do a lot. Getting into that mineral line while Clem tries to push again. Force fields and then the storms. Oh, the storms, though. That was really, really good stuff. Zealots here at the 3rd base causing troubles. Tanks finally dealing with those shenanigans. Pushing in. Clem really wants to kill a base. If he can kill a base, he's going to feel better about his position. He's holding off as best. Oh, there's Colossus in the mix now, though. Tank count, I think, might be enough that Colossus can't do a whole lot. It's a delicate balance, right? You don't want too many Colossus or too many tanks, but some is nice. And he's just looking to just pull back. The tanks take a storm to the face. Another. Wow. The storm blankets are good, though. You have any more of that storm, says Clem? You probably do. Ooh, Archon tries to come into the front lines. No, denied. Denied by Clem. This is a pretty intense situation right now. We are looking at some problems. Ugh. Yeah. Ghosts getting massacred. You can hear their death sounds over everything else that's happening. The tank count is whittled down to 0. Clem does not like what he sees here at all. 99 to 68 army supply in favor of Clem, though. He's really been macroing hard. He has a whole other army coming down the center pathway right now. Additional High Templar getting warped in. Additional storms will be needed before this day is over. Absolutely yes, says Hurricane. Yeah, I think those are enough to shove this away. This tank's going to get some free kills. But guess what? Clem's over here toward the 3rd base, but Hurricane has enough of a defense here to keep that Nexus alive. Man, Hurricane today has really been defending exceptionally well. He hasn't lost a base yet. He's only lost 5 probes today. Army supply now 92 to 80. Hurricane has taken the lead in total army supply. It was Clem just a minute ago. That income barely favoring Clem at the moment because he does have his 4th base up and he does have mules. But wow, just blinking into that mineral line. The tank fire causing friendly fire splash damage onto the SCVs. That's not good. But then pulling out there, 4 SCVs do end up going down. And Hurricane has to pull back. So nobody's just lost a base yet. We're 13 minutes into this thing. Both players are about 150 supply. God, the Archons. I mean, they do bonus damage versus biological, so they're pretty good against bio, but they also take a lot of damage from Marines. And if there's EMPs, they're extra vulnerable because they're all shields, as we know. This is a good match. This is some really, really good back-and-forth action right now. Again, nobody's lost a base. There have been several major attempts to kill a base from both of these players, but nobody's been interested in actually completing and sealing the deal. All right, so looking at Hurricane has a lead on income because I guess the mules are on cooldown. I think that's what we're going to look at here with the worker count as even as it is at the moment. But generally, we can see it is favoring Hurricane over the last 5 minutes. Just little peaks up into the pink there, which is why he's got, well, why he had a bigger army for a minute there. These Zealots want to go for a run-by, but look at this check. Clem's just scouting different areas he's feeling worried about, and he finds a bunch of Zealots. And says, if we're going to expand over here, we need to handle those Zealots, but they've already vacated the neighborhood, and Hurricane is coming up the left side. This might be our first base death, ladies and gentlemen. This planetary, I do not think is long for the world. Are there any? There are some storms available. God, and it's dead, yeah. The SCVs have to pull. The planetary does go down. Really, really nicely done there. More storms getting tossed. Marauders don't like eating them, but they're better than the Marines taking shots there. Tank sniped, but nice concave here from Clem. Archon down. Look at these Zealots coming in. Oh, this is so good from Hurricane. All of the army abandon this right side base, so the Zealots go in. Bunch of SCVs down. I think Clem has enough to defend here, especially with the EMPs. Those are getting tossed down like crazy. The Zealots actually retreat instead of trying to take down that planetary. They've done some damage to it, but it's also getting repaired and upgraded, so that's not great. For Hurricane, 3-3 on the way from Clem. Upgrades are 3 attack and 2 armor, with 3 armor coming in. Shadow Stride being researched. What are you even? Why? What was that, a Zealot? But yeah, killing that base was massive for Hurricane. Zealot's just going for the run by into this mineral line. He knows there's SCVs up here. He knows they're getting gas and doing other important things for the Terran army. It's not a huge full mineral line, but you know what? 10, 11, 12 SCVs down, 6 of whom were getting gas, is a huge deal. Dude, has Hurricane just done this? Oh, Widowmine drop. Hold up. Hey. Okay, how about 6 dead probes? Is that enough to change your mind about this? Oh, he's trying to cancel the engineering bait plus 3 upgrade. No. He doesn't. He doesn't cancel that upgrade. But I think he did cancel. I think he canceled plus 3 attack, though. Did that? That got canceled. It's not done, nor is it in production. Holy smokes, that's huge. I don't know that these Widow Mines are going to do enough, really, to win the day here. But you know what? Clem's got to do something. He's been really on his back foot, largely for the last 5 minutes. Look at this income. It's blue. It is blue all the way across. Hurricane is looking mighty, mighty good. Enhanced Shockwave isn't done yet. I thought that would get researched immediately upon the creation of ghosts. But it seems like either Clem forgot it or he hasn't prioritized it. Oh, Disruptor hits! And Hurricane jumping on it. Is it enough here? Man, Hurricane's being so patient, though. He's like, you know what? I killed a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to A-move myself into Clem's bio army. It is really a scary amount of DPS. Oh, he snipes a High Templar while retreating from this position. Dude, this Widow Mine has 19 kills. Okay, so remember when I was like, the Widow Mines aren't going to be enough to win the game here? The Widow Mines might be enough to win the game here, you guys. That is a 19-kill Widow Mine. 21 probes have gone down here just recently. 32 total have died. The income takes a huge swing into Clem's favor. This game might just get an epic tag. I'm looking at it right now. These two players are extremely close. They both done a ton of damage to each other's economies. Clem has not killed a base of Hurricanes yet, but he really wants to right here. Can he dodge Purification Novas is going to be the question. Ghost kind of getting target fired down a little bit here. Cannon going to finish a Ghost. That kind of sucks. You don't want to lose a Ghost in that situation. But you know what? He's like, is there too much? Is there too much here? Is he just abandoning this entirely? Clem, little tiny groups. The Nexus does go down. EMPs on everything. This engagement is bananas. Colossus getting sniped down by the remainder of the Vikings here. But is there enough Terran remaining to actually clean this up once the Vikings are gone? And the answer is no. Absolutely not enough. Wow. But Hurricane's army is at 34 total supply. It is not good. He doesn't have much of a bank at all. He's making some disruptors, but Clem's army is just bigger at the moment. His income is better at the moment. Disruptor gets 5 kills, but it's going to get wiped out by a Marauder and a couple Marines. Hurricane replanting that 5th base of his. Like the pro that he is, Clem's got his 12 o'clock back after a little bit of time here too. And a DT Zealot attack coming around to that newly restored 12 o'clock base. Hurricane is keeping the pressure on Clem, just like he needs to do right now. He absolutely needs to be doing this. He gets 3 SCVs. He keeps Clem's attention back home while Hurricane's 5th base is coming back into play. But yeah, this income, again, it's been largely blue. It's last 3 minutes or so. It's been a Clem story economically because he hasn't lost a base. He hasn't lost many SCVs. Again, a total of 42 SCVs have died and exactly 42 probes. Which is fun. Which is really fun. Look at this line of Zealots. They're like, you're not... Nobody's sneaking up here on us. They have to get through the Zealots first. This more... Oh, this Marine just wandered over to make sure this base was actually back. Hey, guess what? It is. Zealots, DTs getting into this 12 o'clock base again. Clem doesn't really leave a lot to defend it. Several SCVs are going down here, and the push up the front. Wow. Hurricane, he doesn't have much, but by golly, the disruptor hits are good. The storm is really kind of warding Clem off here, but you know what? If he's got a disruptor in his sights, he's not going to let it go. This disruptor is probably going to die too. It's so slow. Plus, it gets hit by concussive shell, and then it's toast. The sentry's probably going to die too. Yeah, army supply. Zealots are back at the 12 o'clock. Army supply is 104 to 51. I just think Clem has this thing. He's just been able to consistently pump out more army with his superior economy here today. I mean, this base dying, not a huge deal. Losing the Robo does totally suck if he's going to lose it here. Zealot's trying. You know what? Zealot plus Storm plus a handful of Stalkers with maybe a Disruptor shot. No, that doesn't happen. That Disruptor came out of the Robo. I thought for sure it was never going to happen at all. Clem trying to expand to the top left right now. Clem has a tiny army here, but he has more army in production or moving across the map or defending that 12 o'clock base right now because he's at 75 army supply to 29 army supply for Hurricane. This this game getting an epic tag. It sure is looking like it. Look at this. Look at how even this economy has been over the last 10 minutes. It's been Clem sometimes, Hurricane other times. It's been up and down and all over the place. Now it's basically even. Even Steven. Look at this Marine. Clem just scouting. Hey, what's up? You have a bottom right base coming in. Fantastic. Is this going to be a big Zealot warping in the main? He's trying. But Clem has some army here to make sure that's not going to happen. Goodbye, War Prism. Good try. But good night and good luck. So bottom right base for Hurricane coming up. Top left base by Clem is done. This DT... Where DT? 2 kills. He's denied a lot of mining time at this top left-hand base. He wants to make sure that missile turret doesn't happen. And he's going to force Clem to burn a scan. Oh, or an EMP. That's fine, too. You want an EMP for 1 DT? Absolutely. Hurricane will take that trade any day of the week right now. He needs good, really good disruptor shots to make this thing happen. He's still down army supply by half. But the fact that Hurricane is still trying to do this thing, despite being at a fairly massive disadvantage. Dude, Clem's splits have been fairly sick today. And Hurricane knows, I gotta pull back. Gotta run. It's, oh, that disruptor. Why? ¿Por qué? El disruptoro. Alright, that's GG. 104 to 25 total supply. Clem has a big, scary Marine Marauder Ghost Army with a ton of medevac support. How many medevacs have died today? 7? Yes, there are 6. Sounds reasonable. That Robo finally going to go down after it should have died maybe 3 minutes ago. There's still DT top left, man. DT top left. Is it enough to make Clem go there with all of his army? No, it is not, actually. But the bottom right base here for Hurricane's going to die. This is a really important source of income for him. And yeah, this is not a few SCVs dying. This is an entirely dead Nexus. I don't know what killed that DT. Maybe a scan. It might have been a scan because that bunker does have stuff in it. I mean, look, I really respect what Hurricane is doing here. I respect he's not giving up. I respect he's trying to lay waste to Clem's top left-hand base like Clem laid waste to his bottom right-hand base. I do. He's killing SCVs. Army supply is still a massive imbalance here in favor of Clem. And it has been, and you know what? It hasn't resulted in a Clem victory yet. Hurricane's been everywhere with his Zealots. He's recalling these guys home, or, well, one of them. One of them gets recalled home. Dude, income right now is not good for anybody. Like, it's okay. We're at 1,500 minerals, but at the 24-minute mark of the game, I feel like it should be more than that. Top left-hand base getting muled here for Clem, bottom right-hand base coming up for Hurricane a little bit late. Army supply, 64 to 125. I don't know. I mean, if you're Clem, you just kind of go on the warpath. I think you do. I think you just go on the warpath. You wipe out a couple Nexuses. This is so many 3-3 Marauders. There's just not enough here. The best disruptor shots in the world I don't think are going to help you. And, I mean, that was good. 3 Marauders died there, but every disruptor that gets a shot is too close to the front lines and can't really survive. And, you know, the top left base gets wiped out. Dude, this game, okay, I'm calling it. This game's getting a freaking epic tag. It's 71 to 122. How did Hurricane manage to squish out this much army supply? Hey, the Storm's back. Try splitting against that. Dude, these Zealots are doing work, man. DT in the mix gets wiped out thanks to the EMP. The Ghost's doing tons of good work there. 107 to 49 army supply. Disruptor shots really just zoning out the Terran more than anything else. High Templar Storms would be better here, but you know... Clem's at 33 total workers. This game should have been over 5 minutes ago. How is Hurricane doing this? This army swinging down the bottom side takes out the 6 o'clock base, but it doesn't... I don't know how much it matters. That's not income for Hurricane, but guess what? This isn't either. Neither is this. Dude, the income for both players is abysmal. But you know what? Clem has a little bit more. Dude, why would you do this? Oh, that split. Those splits are so good. And there's your GG. There's your GG. Clem comes out on top in one heck of an epic PvT battle. I did not expect this game to be that good. Hurricane. Oh my gosh. I don't even... That was insane. Hit that like button now because that was a crazy PvT. One of the best ones I have cast this year. Anytime the winning player loses 107 SCVs, it's going to get an epic tag. He ended it with 33 workers. Yes, Hurricane has 19, and he lost 82 himself. Also, the 4 Nexuses killed was humongous. Clem losing 1 planetary and no other bases was a massive deal in him being able to stay alive. Replacing bases quickly, using that money to continue to macro and just outproduce. He had a bigger army than Hurricane consistently, no matter really what was happening there. 103 Marauders died. 167 Marines, 21 Ghosts, that 1 Lonely Raven. 12 Disruptors died. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of Disruptor. Again, somebody as skilled as Clem is, his splits are going to be good, and he's going to concussive shell that Disruptor and kill it if it gets too close to the front, which if you're going to use it, it has to. But I mean, Colossus, a lot of those died. 12 High Templar died. Do you want to keep going for High Templar? I would, honestly, but I also understand the threat of them getting sniped and of them getting EMP'd, and then suddenly you don't have much. There's nothing there, you know? 204 Zealots, too. That's a lot of dead Zealots. Well, that was exciting. So, yep. That's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and another Patreon cast. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and at Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, as always, you please stay safe, stay healthy, and take care of yourself.